G'day folks, this is Sim and welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft, done from down under. I would like to take the opportunity to say thank you to one of my viewers for a rather useful tip. I've been travelling along the coastline here, not too far from base actually, and I've been looking for some territory that has some better rock, because the rock types affect what you're going to find in them and also does affect what you find panning. And this area around here contains basalt, which is awesome because basalt is one of the harder rocks in the game, so the stone tools actually last a little bit longer, and in addition it's a nice black rock, which is going to be really good for building, so I'm probably going to be using quite a bit of it, and it's not too far away. But what do we have here? Well, this is a simple little trick, this just to speed up the panning process, and I'll show you how it works. For some odd reason, gravel behaves like normal gravel in Minecraft, so you can pillar up with it. Although it's still affected by gravity, it doesn't fall like other blocks do. So what we can do is we can make up a little setup with a pillar like this, and we just sit here and click, and then, oops, it might help if I use the right key, and literally we're just going from there to there, and hopefully you'll see that I've got some down in my hotbar already. We will find some copper. Now, one thing that I have noticed is that so far in my single player world, see there one goes and it just drops back down, no change. And I'm not having a lot of luck here for some strange reason. But as I was saying, yeah, I've noticed that in my single player world I've had a lot less luck panning than I have in my play on the server that I play on. So I find that's rather interesting. I'm not sure whether it's a function of the seed, or whether it's just bad luck, or whether it's the territory that I'm in, and I'm certainly going to experiment around. But I really do want a bit more copper than this before I move on to the next stages. So let's finish this. This is really bad here for some reason, I'm not sure why. As you can see, I have managed to pick up a bit of copper, but I haven't had anything drop here at all. I'll go a little bit longer. I'm not going to keep you watching this for too long. I just wanted to be able to show this off and say thank you to Rock Lobster for the idea, because it definitely speeds the process up and makes it a little bit less monotonous. There we go, we got one there. And the other thing is that you can also do it at night. You just need to build a little bit of a shelter around so nothing can get in. And there's another one. And we're probably going to hit the limit of this particular chunk very shortly, because we've gone through a bit here. So we may as well go all the way to the end now that we're this close. And then what we're going to do is we're going to head back. We're going to do a little bit more work on the farm, but before that I'm going to spend a little bit more time off camera so that I've got enough copper. Whoops, and there we go, we've just hit the limit there, so we may as well grab this stuff back. Actually, may as well do it the quick way. Oh, I missed. And still missed. Thank you very much, game. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit more panning. We'll just clean up our mess first, and then I will meet you back at the farm. So until then, I'll see you soon. Alright, so it's time to get busy, and I've managed to put together the bits and pieces that I've found, and this is what we've come up with. We've got a ceramic vessel that's just got some copper in it, so that'll give us an ingot's worth of copper. We've also got enough silver and gold to make up something called black bronze. Now, black bronze is an alloy that can be made in a vessel, so it's a second tier metal, and it'll certainly do enough to get us started. Now the alloys are basically a mixture of metals in certain proportions, and in this case I've gone for 20% silver, 20% gold and 60% copper, which should give me 2 ingots, sorry, 1 ingot worth of material. We've also got quite a bit of bismuth, so I've decided to mix the bismuth with the copper and the sphalerite. And sphalerite's used to make zinc, and that's going to give me some additional ingots of something called bismuth bronze. So that's going to be enough to get us rolling, but we're going to need some tools to go with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to make up the tools that we need, and what I want is one of these, which gives us a chisel, and I'm also going to want a hoe, and hoe's pretty straightforward, it just looks like that. And remember, these are the inverse of what you would do if you were chipping these out of stone. So that's a hoe. Now the 2 most important tools that I want are a prospector's pick, which looks like a normal pick, but it has, well, let's just make the pick because that's what a pick looks like, pretty straightforward. And then the prospector's pick is almost the same, but we go here and here, and that gives us what we call a pro pick or a prospector's pick. So we've got 5 ingots worth of material, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 molds, plus I've got a scythe mold here that I'd made up previously. I've also got a couple of ingot molds as well, but we're not likely to be needing them, although I could. I've got quite a bit of bismuth, but I've also got a few tetrahedrite, and tetrahedrite also gives you copper, so I could make up another ingot of copper there, but I think we'll hold off on that for the time being. So what we're going to do is, better make some space to do this first. Pop these down here. So, oi, fish, come back here. Alright, just sit there for a bit then, see what we think. There we go. Alright, so we're going to pop these in here. And we're also going to pop these ones down in here as well. And we've got our wood. And now that the willow trees are growing, I'm going to have a decent supply of willow, and I'll look at setting up a farm for Douglas fir at some point soon too. But for now, let's fill up this one and fill up this one and throw our logs in. Now I got another tip from a viewer just recently, and I appreciate that. I've always thought that you had to have some sticks to actually start these pit kilns running, but apparently you don't. All you actually need is the fire starter. So let's kick that one off, and the first time, there we go, and that one took a couple of hits. Alright, now let's head down. I do have, if I can make the jump, I should have, actually, there it is. I've got a stone hoe, so we'll use the stone hoe first, but then I'm going to come back. Hopefully this won't take too long, although it may be dark by the time it's finished, because it takes about it's at least 8 hours for a pit kiln in Minecraft time to cook up. And if we have a look at the moment, the time is, whoops, wrong one, it's 1 o'clock, so chances are it's going to be dark by the time that's finished, so we might have to skip through the night. Now what was those again? That's limonite, and there's quite a bit of that around here. So the one bonus we've got, you can see there's some more down there, is there's a good chance we're going to have some iron close by. So the copper might be far away, but we should be able to get to tier 3 hopefully without having to travel too far. Let's head over now though, back to the farm area, and at least get a little bit more preparation done there before we go any further. And there's also something else that I want to do. I want to try and cover a lot of little important things in this episode, because we did spend quite a bit of time in the early episodes just running around. So let's do something that's actually a little bit more useful and educational. So we'll clear this area out here, and what we'll do is we'll hoe this terrain down. Now, one of the nice things about TerraFirmaCraft is that you'll notice the ground, the blocks that have been hoed don't actually sink down, and the other advantage of that is that you can't actually trample your crops. So that's something that I do like. I mean, crop trampling mechanics in Minecraft initially were horrid. They're a lot better than they used to be, but this is definitely an improvement. Although I have to be honest, I remember the days when you had to sneak to walk on crops, and that was just horrible. And we're probably going to break this pick just doing this here. Yep, okay, so we're going to need to make another one up. Fortunately, I've got some stone here, so let's do that quickly. Did I say pick? Another hoe up. Alright, and now we do the opposite of what we were doing before. So that's the shape we're aiming to end up with once we fill a mold with metal. So throw that back in there, and let's make ourselves up another pick. May as well leave that spot there. And we know this one's going to break as well because we didn't quite finish that last section, but that doesn't matter. We'll get most of this done. And we'll finish the rest off with our new pick. So what was the other thing that I wanted to do? Now you'll notice here it's starting to freeze up, and that's because unfortunately we weren't quite fast enough. And if we have a look at the calendar again, let's just bring that up, you'll see now it is January. And it's northern hemisphere temperatures, so January is winter, which is completely arse backwards, but anyway, that's the way it goes. Now where I'm at around about minus 8,000 in the Z, means that the temperature is actually pretty good. You can see now that it's actually minus, well, it's about half a degree below 0 Celsius, so it's below freezing temperature, which obviously is why this water's all freezing up. But it only seems to get cold and snow for 1 month of the year. So the advantage of that is we've got a good growing season. The downside is that the growing season means that there's a lot of heat the rest of the time, so we are going to definitely have issues with food spoilage, and we're going to deal with that too once we get these tools made up. But while we've got a little chance and there's no mobs, let's very quickly do this. I'm going to take these and we're going to make two things up. We're going to make a willow barrel, and we are also going to make up a wooden bucket. And the reason I'm doing this is because this is risky. I know it's risky. Let's put this down here. We need somewhere where we're still going to get source blocks, because if we shift, oh dear, we got company. Okay, let's see if we can take this fellow out, but we're going to attract all of his mates as soon as we do that. That's a pain. I really wanted to get this done. But you watch all of his mates come running over when I hit this beggar. I don't have any javelins. Let's see if we can get down deep enough to hit him from below. Look, there's another mate over there. Is he frozen into the water? Yeah, he's stuck under there. Okay, let's see if we can take advantage. See how, look at this, it's defrosting again already. So let's do this quickly. I hear him. Whoa, I hear him. No, it's his mate. Alright, fair enough. Let's go out this way and drag him in. Come on. That's a good boy, you bloody idiot. Hang on a second, this isn't Blood and Bones. Come on. Oh, look at them. They're coming from all directions. I'm about to fall into the water too. They seem to have a lot more difficulty with deep water in TerraFirmaCraft. I've noticed it with the animals too. They don't want to cross. You've got a weapon. No? Is that a bronze or a stone shovel? Let's see if we can take you on from down below. And down he goes. Oh, did he drop something or was it just... No, it was just... What a shame. Would have been really nice if he dropped that tool. Come on, guys. Well, let's fill this bucket up while we're here. Oh, look, now we've got a little fella now. That is going to be a problem. Nobody coming from this side. Come on, come and play. Oh, yep. I spoke too soon. Now, unfortunately, the downside now is that my axe is about to break, so I'm not going to get too many hits in. So let's see if we can get away with this. Throw that in there. Let's have a quick look. That's full now, so we want to break that. Oh, what did you shoot over there for? Yeah, cheeky little beggar. Come on, let me out. And I'm hungry, so let's see if we can do this before that little beggar catches me. Run like the clappers. Okay. Let's bolt. Oh, hello, creeper. No blowing up, thank you. It's not part of the plan. Alright. Too easy. And the reason that I did that was because I'm lazy and I don't really want to be running all the way over there every time I need a drink. So if we toss this barrel somewhere out of the way where they can't use it to jump up inside, here will do for now. What we can do, you can see barrels have a whole bunch of uses. This one's currently full of water, and I can set it to out mode, stick my jug in there, and now we've got a full jug of water. And I can't remember, I think it's about 10 buckets worth, something like that, but that just means that we're going to have water close by when we need it. Not that we need it now after swimming around like a madman. How's our food doing? We need to eat some grain, which I think I've got. Yeah, a little bit of rye in here, so let's fang out on the rye. Now, our kiln's done. Now we need to do this quickly, so let's make plenty of space because you've only got about 10 game hours from when a kiln's finished to have the metal inside still as liquid. So let's grab these. Oh, and you too, thank you very much. Alright, now let's work this out. I want my pick and my prospector's pick to be bismuth bronze, and if we have a look at this one here, it tells us we've got 100 units of copper, so we will save that one for now. This one here, we have 300 units of bismuth bronze, so we are going to make a bismuth bronze pick and a pro pick as well. Now the hoe is not going to be quite so important, so I'm probably going to make that out of copper. The chisel is going to be extremely useful, so we're definitely going to make that out of bismuth bronze. And well, let's do this now. We'll throw that one down there, and we'll make our copper hoe. We've been lucky so far. We haven't had any visitors up here, probably because they're all down there. And last but not least, we have our black bronze, which is still in here. And the black bronze we will use for a scythe. And the scythe is going to be really, really handy for dealing with the willow trees, because lots of leaves, lots and lots of leaves. Oh, we got company coming, but that doesn't matter because right now I can hear him, I just can't see him. Right now we can jump back inside because we don't need to be out here any longer. Let's close the door. Oh, let's close the door before he manages to figure out how to jump up here. Alright, and let's duck down here, because this is what we're going to do next. We are going to break these out. So there's a hoe and a chisel and a prospector's pick and a normal pick and a scythe. Oh, I do like the black bronze. Might have to work on that. Love that colour. And we probably should make up the tools as well. Now the thing about tools is that you can't actually put them into chests. So fortunately we have a few planks left over and we're going to need those. There's our chisel, and you need a hammer to be able to use a chisel. We've got one of those in our inventory already. And our copper hoe, and last but not least our black bronze scythe. So why do we want the chisel? Chisel is a fantastic tool, and I'm going to go into more detail in the next episode. Sounds like they're dying happily outside. But what we want to do right now is, you'll notice that down here we can see that we have got an indicator come up, and that indicator comes up because we can change the mode of the tool that we're using. The problem is that I've currently, oh no, I did, I remapped my map key. So that will make a step. Alright, so you just literally need to have the chisel in your hand and a hammer in your hotbar, and right click and bang, we've got steps. Do it on the underside of the block and you'll get an upside down step. Now the only downside to this is that now that they're made, if I break them I won't get a step back. It basically destroys the block, which is a bit of a bummer. But that's okay. And now the other way you can make steps is you can make them up using wooden planks, and we'll have a look at that at some point soon too. Now more importantly, the next mode is slab, which is going to be handy. And finally we have we'll get into the detail mode later. Let's get back to this one here, which basically takes a normal piece of stone and converts it to smooth stone. Now the thing is, if we have a look over here, if I take this pick and I use it to break a normal piece of stone, just like in Minecraft, we're going to end up with cobblestone. I don't actually want to break any of this, so I won't. But if I've chiseled the stone first and I break it, then bingo, now we get a dropped smooth stone rock salt. I'll do that again here, and what I'm then going to do is I'm going to chisel these ones as well. Now I know I no longer have I've got a hole here, but that doesn't matter, I don't really care. There's a reason behind all of this. Let's take out, we'll leave that one there, we'll chisel this one down here, and we're going to take out that one, we're going to chisel that one, we're going to take these two out down here, and now that we can get in, we should be roughly in the center. let's just have a look and make sure the center is the next block over from that one. So we come down here, we're going to need to chisel a couple more. And then we're going to chisel our way in under here. And the reason we're doing this is because this is going to be our larder. I want somewhere where I can keep my food, and I can also keep it nice and dark. And I can actually close this area off. So we should be able to go one deeper. And we'll do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take out all of these here. Now the other advantages is we're now getting some blocks that we can use for building, although I'm probably going to gather a lot of blocks over from where I found the basalt because I really like that black, but we'll see how we go. Alright, and now we want to go down one further here, so let's take these two out. Now you've got to be careful, you can't place vessels onto slabbed blocks. Now we're going to make a set of stairs here. So we need to switch this over to stair mode. And the other thing I want to do is I don't want things to be spawning on here. So what I want to do is actually take this into slab mode now and take this down one level. Now I believe, I do not know, but I believe that will, I'm going to have to put a little piece of wood there so that I can walk up there without having to jump. But I believe that will now stop mobs from spawning here. More importantly though, it will allow me to place vessels on here, or more specifically, do we have enough willow planks? If I make that up, that leaves me with 12. Yep, that will be fine. So I can actually put chests on here and then put my food into these chests in the vessels, and that should hopefully make a big difference, because I'm not going to put a torch down here. What I'm going to do instead is make up a door, and I'm just going to basically keep this place closed in. So now if we come around here, we can take this block, one of these blocks here, and use that to pop that back up there. And obviously we're going to need to come down here a little, so we'll do that. Now we don't want stuff to be spawning up in behind here either, so let's throw that back up there, get our chisel back down, and we're still in slab mode, so we will chisel that one and that one and that one, and we should then be able to place a door right about here. I think I'm going to have to do it this way. There we go. I can keep that shut, and the light level in this room here at the moment is currently at, can't even read the screen, where's my light levels gone? Block light 1. Up on here it's also block light 1. That door's shut. Does that make a difference now? Not quite, but we will work it out, or I may move this door back one further. In fact, I'm almost sure I will do that. So if we take this one out here, get rid of this dirt, and we'll just take this door off, and we may as well put a stone up there as well. Let's whack that there. Hopefully that will do what we want. We shouldn't have to worry about stuff spawning on that block actually, because the door's there. So how does that affect the light levels in here now? Still block light 1. Now why is that door not blocking that light? Maybe it's the straw? I don't know, I'll experiment. The reason is we want it to be completely dark in here, because when it's dark we get a bonus to our food. But for now, let's clear that out of the way. Alright, we have got our chisel, we've got our prospector's pick, so we can go looking more seriously, a lot more seriously for minerals. And the last thing that we need to do today is make up a tool rack, because we can't put these tools into chests. They're classed as too big, they won't fit. We don't want to fill up our inventory with all of this stuff. So what we're going to do is we'll find a spot. This spot right here will do for now. We'll throw that up there. We can break that off and pick it up again, and we should now be able to bring that one and that one, right, and we can whack that there, and I'm going to keep the saw because I'm going to need it. The chisel I don't need right now. The hammer I probably don't need right now, but I will keep hold of that. The hoe we are going to need, and the scythe I'm going to be using. In fact, I'll get rid of the saw for the time being. So now that we've done that, we've got one last thing to do in this episode, and that's no, actually we don't want to do that. We're going to save that for February, when we know that there is no chance of it snowing. I mean, at the moment it's looking pretty good. If we have a look at the weather, it's raining, but it's the middle of the day, but it's still January, so there is a chance that it could snow. And if it snows on crops that we've got in the ground, with the exception of a couple of things, in fact, let's grab, I do want to experiment on these, so let's very quickly grab that and that, and not that one, where is it, maize, no, where's my onion seeds, there we go. So we want one of those. It's getting dark again, we don't need that. Where are they? Garlic, one of those. And finally the cat. Oh, that hurt. I hate that. By the way, I discovered the other day that that is in fact a bug. You are not supposed to go all the way down 50% when you start starving. You are in fact supposed to lose 5%. That's going to be fixed in the next version of the game. Alright, so look, I am going to throw these back in here first. I am going to brave the weather and the mobs, because I do want to show you how this hoe works before the end. So let's see if we can get away with this. If it looks bad, then whoop, and we've got a spider jockey. Alright, that pretty much answers that question. However, we can probably still show what we need to show up here. We just need to pick a piece of land, and we will just hoe the ground here. Now, the hoe works the same as the chisel does. It has various modes. Currently you can see the little brown box down next to my water bottle, and that simply says that it's in hoe mode. The other things that we can do with the hoe are we can use it to see what the nutrient levels in the ground are like. So plants require nutrients, and there are three types of nutrients, A, B and C. As they grow, they reduce the nutrients in the soil. Now they build back up over time, but if you plant a particular crop twice in a row in the same place, there's a very good chance that the second time you plant it, it's not going to grow very well because it's basically starving. So like in the real world, you tend to have to rotate your crops around. And if my memory serves me correctly, I'm not 100% on this, grain will take one type of nutrient, root crops will take another type of nutrient, and vegetables like tomatoes and capsicums and so forth take the third. But don't quote me on that, I need to look that up, it's been a while since I've played. Now the next mode that we have is water mode, and it's currently showing that the ground is not hydrated here. But that's not surprising because there's no water sources around, and hopefully there are also no bad guys around. Probably should have a drink. And what have we got left to eat here? Fish will do just fine. There you go, you can see now what I was talking about. It's raining right here, but around that outer biome edge there it's snowing. Now that may be to do with the biome type. We may actually be lucky enough that it's not actually going to snow in this greener area that we've picked here, and if that's the case, then that's great. The other thing though I need to find out is, I don't know whether it's snow that kills crops or temperature, because if it's just simply that the temperature drops to a certain level, that the crops die, then it's not going to matter. But we'll find out about that, because at the moment, let's bring my the screen back up and have another look at that. And actually not that screen, we need the F3 screen, because yeah, the temperature at the moment is actually not that bad. So although it's been snowing out there, it's 10 degrees, which is, you know, it's a chilly day, but it's not that chilly. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on as usual. Then we have another mode of the hoe, which is the crop mode, and it's showing absolutely nothing at the moment, but what it will do, it will tell us whether the crops are ready to harvest or not. Some crops you harvest the same way you do in normal Minecraft, by breaking them. Others you harvest by right clicking, and it will pick whatever is on the crop, things such as capsicums or bell peppers to be more specific, and tomatoes you can harvest over and over off the vine. So there we go. That's been a fairly intense little episode. We got enough metals, we've made up a whole bunch of tools. We're now in a position to finally go mining for some serious metals. We've also got what we need. Thank you for the rain for stopping. We've got what we need to speed up harvesting of trees. I haven't made a metal axe, and that's simply because the lower level metals don't last that long, and it's just easier to deal with making up a bunch of stone axes than it is to waste the early metals on them, as far as I'm concerned. But you know, I did splurge on the scythe, and that's mostly because these really do produce massive amounts of leaves, and this is going to make a huge difference. You do reduce the drop rate of saplings with a scythe, but the thing is, oh hello, here's company, let's run around the tree, run around, run away, and let's jump up here. Now I don't think the scythe actually does, it does 95 attack damage, which is better than my stone axe, and we will be looking very soon at making up a sword of some sorts, but the pick we've got here, let's just pull that off very quickly and have a quick look at this fella, and we'll see that it does 92 attack damage. A metal axe actually is a good option in one respect, in that it does actually do a fairly decent amount of damage as a weapon. So if you don't want to be making a sword early on in the piece, you can give some serious consideration to using an axe as a weapon instead. But anyways, I'm going to have to do some harvesting and a few other bits and pieces, and in the next episode we are probably going to either go prospecting, or we will finish off the farming and get the crops in, or maybe we might even do both. We'll see how it all goes. Hope you liked this episode, and look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves everybody, and ciao for now.